Do you want me to start? Do you want to start? I would love a world where the shows in Hot Fest were not called queer performance. They were just called performance, and all the shows that had only straight people in them were called straight performance.
It was always fun, and it was always like a party every night. And the air conditioning in my living room was terrible, so we called it hot.
Exposure and it's storytelling and story sharing that humanizes us and makes us more than just a stereotype or, an idea of a person.
And it can be so isolating to be a young queer person.
And we marched in the parade every year, and we made a float out of my car, and it was just really, really fun. So we just continued. So here it is, 25 years later.
It's important to create queer performance because we are struggling for visibility. Like in the most diverse Broadway season ever, none of the new plays or musicals featured any kind of storylines relating to queer struggles or queer life.
We love being able to reach out from a stage and communicate to someone that they're not alone in the world.
And then we have a different show every night. So it's great. A lot of new people, a lot of young artists.
If we want to subvert systems that have been around for a really long time, which is what being queer means, then we should subvert the idea of what it means to perform.
We discovered very early on that Tucker is transgender, and that led into discovering that Tucker is actually what we're seeing from the outside as an audience is actually Tucker experiencing in his dreams his interaction with all of his personalities, and then finally when it comes to an end, it reveals itself at the end that where he is in terms of his transition, awakened consciousness, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, queer performance excites me a lot because I think it doesn't just mean performance by queer people about LGBT issues. It means queering the spaces that you're in. It means resisting binaries not just with gender and sexuality, but with performer-audience relation.
Monster Black's performance, Hyperbolic, is really the centerpiece of the festival this year, and he is just amazing.
Tucker first.
Okay.
So why don't we go ahead and try some Tucker and take it from there and see if we can incorporate those elements.
Okay.
Remember that it's really about exaggerating her face.
Don't know what to think of them. Am I communicating with a higher realm, or are all of my circuits having random conversations with themselves?
What I chose to do was always invite in those things that would pop into my mind that I'd never tried before.
It's hybrid material because his background is so varied. He has a dance background, but he also has a performance art background. He's a DJ. He's an amazing costume designer because he has a history in fashion.
But I'm using those elements of Vogue to magnify very specific moments throughout the work.
It's important to sort of like push what we do in these closed areas and push it out there for the world to see, because it's creativity, it's art. Regardless of whether it's over the top or not, it's art.
I think what we're moving toward is reflecting worlds in which queer people, in which people of color, in which disabled people just exist. They're just there, and that is becoming less and less of a statement.
Yeah.
And more of oh, that's kind of what the world out there looks like. So now that's what the world up on that stage looks like.
Yeah.